Welcome back this morning. We are hearing from the Washington State Attorney General Bob Ferguson about this new lawsuit targeting Google.
Washington, the District of Columbia, and 2 other states are suing Google for allegedly violating privacy laws. The complaints allege that the company made misleading claims about privacy settings on your Google account, uses design tricks to subtly influence your decision about when you share your location, and uses its location tracking data to fuel advertising revenue. Joining us now is Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson, who announced our state's lawsuit. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Great to see you.
Mr. Attorney General, we have some questions. First, to help you viewers at home understand what this is all about, here's how our colleague Ted Land explained the issue at the center of all this. Listen real quick.
Here's the problem, according to the state. Even when you go into your Google app and turn off location history, the company can still log your whereabouts using a different setting called web and app activity, which the state says many consumers just are not aware of.
Yeah, so it's possibly deceptive, right, Attorney General? You can see how that would be confusing for viewers that use the Google Maps. How are you arguing that it violates consumer protection laws, and why?
Sure. So, hey, your reporter summed it up pretty well. So in Washington State, it's a violation of our Consumer Protection Act if you engage in an unfair or deceptive business practice. Those are literally the words in the law that are really important to judges. And look, it's maddening as a consumer if, as your reporter says, you go to the specific spot on your phone that says location history and click that saying, I don't want that to be tracked, and yet somewhere else deep in your phone that you don't know about, they still have a default setting saying they're going to track your movements. That is the very definition of deceptive and unfair, and that's why we had to bring this lawsuit.
I think a lot of people listening to that and realizing this for the first time kind of had their mouths wide open, because it's not expected if you go turn that off. Now, Google did not respond directly to us here at King 5, but it did defend its privacy settings in an email to the Washington Post, which said in part, quote, "The attorneys general are bringing a case based on inaccurate claims and outdated assertions, I should say, about our settings." So that's what Google is saying. What is your response?
Well, I understand. I've never filed, I don't think, a consumer protection lawsuit against a big corporation that's not playing by the rules, maybe that says, you know what, Ferguson's right. We give up. That's not how they do it. What I will say is, even on their help page, they literally wrote there, with location history off, the places you go are no longer stored. They literally put that on the help page, while at the same time, they've got a separate default setting under web and app activity. Who's going to go there about location? That's always on. So I think it's pretty clear to us, the AGs who have filed this, a bipartisan group, by the way, that this is the very definition of deceptive and unfair. What consumer would possibly know there's a secondary default system in place that is tracking their movements? And one more thing is, we care about our privacy. We care about who's tracking us. Consumers have the right to control that, and that did not happen here.
Yeah, it speaks to the broader issue of should we have more privacy protection on the web and internet just in general. What are you hoping to get out of this lawsuit, Mr. Attorney General? As you mentioned, Washington State is one of several states joining in.
Yeah, thanks for asking that. It's our goal, number one, that Google stop these unfair practices. That's number one. We tried to negotiate a deal with them before filing the lawsuit. We couldn't get an agreement on that. And number two, at this point now, they're going to have to face significant penalties when we take them to court and face a judge. We've had cases where we go to trial and judges order companies to pay millions and millions of dollars in penalties when companies don't play by the rules. Unfortunately, we're at the stage where now we have to take them to court to get them to follow the law that, frankly, everybody else has to follow.
In the meantime, is there anything we can do with our phones right now to protect our privacy?
There is. As your reporter mentioned, you have to go to this web and app activity setting in your phone. So just checking the box about location history, that's not good enough. You've got to go to web and app activity and look there as well. So there's a lot of information on the web about this now, but it's not just that one box. You've got to go the extra step that is not intuitive, but you've got to track that down.
Absolutely. Okay, web and app.
Yeah, I'm actually doing that right now. If you Google,
you're not the only one, yeah.
Yeah, well, Google web activity, Google, and it actually gives you some sort of a, maybe, it gives you some sort of a tutorial on how to do it. Don't know if we can trust it, but we'll have to follow this lawsuit and, of course, hear more from Google on all sides of this. Thanks for being with us this morning. Keep us posted.
It's a deal. Thanks so much.